Hello and welcome to podcast 368 of 5-Star Potential, your weekly Football Manager podcast. I'm Doop, and on this week's pod, I am joined by Paul, aka Mad FM, and Dave,
Hello.
aka Dave as a Party FM.
Hello.
How we doing? We all right, boys?
All good, all good.
Yeah. Dave, it's light outside your window this evening.
I know, man.
This is strange.
Yeah, strange doing it in the day. Anyway, on this week's pod, we're going to check in on whatever save updates are available from the chaps. A quick check-in on our FPL activities. And for our spotlight, we'll be chatting about network saves. We'll have a quick discussion on the recent FIFA EFM World Cup. And of course, if there is time, and I mean if there is time, we will be quizzing.
There's always
anyway, there's never time. How are we, gents? Are we good? Are we well? What we've been up to? We got any winners, any losers? Let's not talk about football if possible.
We're not talking about football. Oh, shit.
Mate, how the hell you managed to come away with 3 points? I will never know. Anyway, if you don't know, we're recording this on Monday. We're going for a bit of a transition at the moment. I think that's probably safe to say. And Monday is when we're recording this. So the football has all happened, unfortunately. Manchester United got absolutely... do you know what? They didn't get... I mean, it could have been worse. And I don't even think Liverpool played that well. I think that's because we played so poorly. But, yeah. I love social media. I love the fact that Casemiro's missus has just sent a picture of all the trophies that he's ever won in his life. Including...
Yeah, I saw that, actually. Yeah.
His under 6 medal that he won.
That's mad.
She's... I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I think probably that's the natural reaction from a loved one, right? In the thing, because she's quite feisty. She's done it. I mean, she's Brazilian, so she is feisty. It's all right. Podcasts are banned in Brazil now, so they're never going to hear me say that. So don't panic. But yeah, she's been quite feisty. But maybe Saudi Arabia might offer us a bit of money for him before now. I wonder if there's like a Saudi Arabia. Did I say Australia?
No, you did say Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, you did. I don't know why. In my head, I said Australia. Yeah. It's been a long day. Hopefully, unless... Is there like a Saudi Arabia League 2?
I think there is a second division.
Probably. They probably don't have any money, but...
El Shitty or something? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a Saudi Arabia team. Anyway, that's me. That's my losers. Dave, how are you doing, mate? If you're not watching on YouTube, you need to come over and watch on YouTube so you can see. This is not an ad, by the way, but you can see Dave's wonderful Art of Football Wolves shirt jumper.
Thank you.
It's
nice.
like
It's nice.
It's what all the posh lads wear down the golf club. To be fair,
Quarter zip.
Yeah, quarter zip. Everyone loves a quarter zip.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I got
posh.
No. Maybe. I've got a few of the... I think I've got most of the Art of Football range. It's nice.
He knows how to swing a club.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, Wolves has got their first point of the weekend. We've not been that brilliant, to be honest. But I've got a football tournament. It's like all the Wolves content creators, all the different podcasts and groups against each other at the training ground. We've got a tournament at the Wolves training ground on Saturday. So I'm sort of gearing up for that this week. So I've done a lot of cardio at the gym today. I'm playing football after we record this pod. I think I'm playing football 3 times this week just to try and get myself a little bit of sharpness. But other than that, all good. My only loser of the week is probably me. I'll give a little update on the FM shortly, but I've just really struggled to get time to actually sit down and play FM. So my goal this week is to try and spend a couple of hours on FM a day and try and finally get the Pentagon complete. Finally.
Honestly, like... How you've got a missus with your commitment levels, it is shocking.
No, the commitment levels to FM is because I've now got a missus. That's why. No, it's when I didn't have a missus, I was smashing FM, mate. Now I'm doing other things.
Now you're smashing. Anyway, I daren't ask for tickets to this one because you're not going to get me invited to this one.
You can come if you want. It's £5.
Can I come on your Wolves podcast just once? When you do a Manchester United one, can I come on? Yeah. So then I can come and play for you.
That is true. You could.
Dave, we got Newcastle Wolves actually next game.
We have. Oh yeah, I'll get. Did we? I had you on last. I'll get you on another preview.
Dave, if you need to know someone really good, this Wolves at Newcastle, there's a guy called Rubenstein. I can give you his number if you want.
Rubenstein, man, what a throwback. The guy.
Oh mate, what a legend he was. Do you know, he's probably the only Newcastle fan I actually like.
Wowza.
You're Irish.
Thank you all for listening. There'll be more from us next week.
Yeah, because I want to come and play. I just feel that you need somebody alongside you to help you, and I would be that man.
I'll give you a
I'm
shout, man.
trimming up as well, man. I'm trimming up as well. You know, won't be long, and I'll be playing just inside you,
Brilliant.
and then we'll go out and play football.
Brilliant.
Mad, who's your winner / loser? What you been up to?
Loser. I'll go with loser. I think Newcastle emerged from this transfer window as big losers. This fucking all-in Mark Gahey or nobody thing really did not work out. And then Palace ended up signing 2 centre halves and keeping Mark Gahey, and we've come with nothing. So I was disappointed with that window. But then we went and somehow, like you alluded to, we managed to miraculously beat Tottenham there yesterday and Sunday, and then I went out and had 15 points against after it. So I don't know if that makes me a winner or loser. Highlight of the week though, managed to swing some Oasis tickets. That kind of sent the whole world into mass panic there on Friday, didn't it?
How many did you get?
I managed to get 4. I applied for this pre-sale thing that they put on Twitter, the Oasis Twitter page, and I
you
just
wouldn't
got
let
an
me
email
come.
on Friday.
You wouldn't let me come over.
No, you're banned. Brexit means Brexit.
Okay. As you're being horrible to me, let me be horrible to you. I know we're recording a bit earlier in the day. Is there a window in front of you? Because you just turn your head in and you look really grey, Mad. Have you had a stressful week this week or so?
Oh man, I'm really fucking. It's
I'm
gone
really grey.
Look at it.
You don't need to highlight it, mate. You can see.
I don't know. I think my grey hair coincided when I started doing this podcast with YouTube, to be honest.
I mean, fucking hell. It looks like you're turning into Schofield. Keep those hands to yourself, mate. Fuck you hell.
I can't believe we've ended up here. Fuck's sake.
Anyway, if you're not watching on the YouTube and you want to see just how grey Matt, there's a reason why I've got a hat on. Because the real football starts this week. My winner of the week is the American Football League. Because it starts this week. And as you all know, I'm a massive American football fan, a big nerd with it. And I'm excited to see it back. My team plays Joe's team at 1 a.m. Saturday morning. So, yeah.
I don't follow.
I love it.
Got into NFL. Maybe that could be my new resolution. Can you get me into NFL?
Yeah, just watch it.
Yeah.
Grow up and just watch it.
I
can help you explain the rules. The joys of NFL, what I love about NFL is the fact that you have to stay up really late to watch it. And then what that means is I get a lot of FM. So I normally have like an offline save when I watch NFL. And I need a new save soon. So you never know, it could be a good time. Which we'll get to in my save update. But also my actual win of the week, it was just because I was trying to hide the fact that I've just taken the piss out of Mad having Philip Schofield style hair. My win of the week is me. I just said it twice. I know. Why not?
Why is it Ben Me? Why is your winner Ben Me?
It is Ben Me. No, it's not. It's me. I've been training for my ultramarathon I'm competing in, which is one of the reasons why I've trimmed up a little bit. And I did a training day and I managed to do 57 kilometers. Which is a fucking long way. And my actual ultramarathon is in 2 weeks' time, and the link, if Dave remembers, will be in the description if you'd like to go and check it out and donate to my fantastic cause, which is obviously British Heart Foundation for me, as it's very close to my heart. No pun intended. So yeah, that'll be probably my win of the week. Lose of the week we don't need to talk about because it's probably Man United versus Liverpool because it was horrendous to watch. I literally walked for 12 hours on Saturday. I then woke up Sunday morning and I went and coached for 3 hours, the next generation. I then got home and I watched the Newcastle game, think, how the bloody hell did they do that? Maybe we've got a chance. And then I had to go and watch that. And I think I'd prefer to have gone out and walked all over again.
Half the Man United team were walking around anyway, Doop. So
yeah, true. But that's what I like about the NFL, because then straight after the football, the NFL comes on. We've got the red zone. Anyway, I'm sure we'll talk about NFL because I've just joined another fantasy league. Talking about fantasy, look at that. I mean, I might as well be pro.
Segway.
We've all had a relatively good start to FPL. not as good as certain people in the 5-Star Potential League. The link for the league is down below. If you want to join, feel free. Yes, we're a Football Manager podcast. You can manage your own team in fantasy if you didn't know. And at the moment, Alex Carr, shout out to you, is killing it in our league at the moment. He is
really
currently quite far ahead. He hit 94 points this week after he wildcarded. And me and Dave and Mad were all looking at it. And before we come onto the pod, we realized that he's missed out on about, what was it, 15, 16 points he could have got?
Yeah. If he
manages
Salah or
with his-
Haaland and a couple of his sub, well, I mean, it's still a very good score. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he could have brought João Pedro on, Rico Lewis, even swapped the goalkeeper over, and he could have done very, very well. He is currently 3,979th in the world. I say world. There's 10 million active players at the moment. So he's doing pretty well.
Very well.
But out of the three of us, who is top of our little division at the moment in the 5-Star League, it is Mr. Dave has a party. 80 this week, Dave. Congratulations. Again, you probably couldn't have got any better. Oh, you could have. Porro out for Mosquera.
Yeah, my bench isn't very good. I've put a lot of my money into my 11, but yeah, it's good. I've had a solid start. It's a solid start. So 2, 4, 5 in total right now. I'm not as high up in the world as Reese. I'm 180,000th, but that's still not a bad score so far. So
no, you're doing well. I
think in terms of my history, you can check your history of finishes. My highest ever finish on FPL was last year. Actually, I finished 170k in the world.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been absolutely awful on FPL, to be honest. So last year was by far my best year. So hopefully I can get better than that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, big shout out to Mr. Mad as well. Out of the three of us, got the best week with 87 points. 17 more than me. I'm on 70. I had a bit of a bad week this week. I know I did. It was on purpose. I decided to bank a bit of money so I can try and get a transfer done. And now I've decided I'm going to wild card, which I'll cover all on stream next week. But the big one, which is what's got me into FPL this week, the chap that at work, who I am currently battling, is currently 27 points ahead of me. 27 points ahead of me. It's a long way to go, absolutely. But yeah, he had 88 points this week. So he's done very, very well. Quite frustratingly, it's annoying me. Anyway, he was very smug in the canteen today, but it's fine because I spat in his coffee. I didn't. I just stirred it with my knob. Right. So, like I said, the links are down below. If you would like to join the FPL, you can still join. Mad, you set it up. So they just join with their normal points, right?
You can join N League at any time once you have your team set up from game week 1. There's no point creating a team now because you've missed 3 weeks.
Right. If you create a team now and beat us, then fair play. But it's probably nice for you two to have be a better manager of me at something, because let's be honest, you lot shit. Talking of shit, let's talk about Dave's save. How are you getting on, Dave? You said you've not been playing it much.
No, I haven't. You're getting a bit too, you're getting a bit getting a bit brave on the
You know why, Dave? He's getting cocky because before we hit record, we were talking about kind of saves and we're going to talk about network saves, and we kind of said that Doop is probably the best of the three of us at FM, and he's totally fucking up on his high horse now.
I've got it on record. I've got it on the stream deck already. Both of you just went, so who's the best, lads? You went, yeah, you. Rest, saved. A lot of people don't know, right? There's a reason why Joe's not here anymore. Mr. Friday Night FM is always in my ear, and basically for some reason I'm the face of it, and he does all the controlling in the background. So I don't actually. It's just connected to his PC. I do nothing. That's the God's honest truth, gentlemen.
I've seen Joe get some serious hours on FM. So
did you see this weekend? He
had 14 hours yesterday, didn't he, at least?
He's got 2 kids and a missus. You've just got a missus, and you can't even get an hour and a half in, Dave.
I've got nothing.
Yeah. Well, I was very concerned because I've been playing it at home on my main PC, on my laptop, or even at work. I basically kept the save on like a little SD card, but I also use the SD card for my camera when I'm recording like Talking Walls videos. And the other day, for some reason, the SD card would not go into my camera at all. And I was looking at the SD card. I was like, what's going on? So I was playing about with it, and part of it broke off.
Oh
I was
no.
like, oh my God,
Shit.
the SD card's bossed. But it would still go into my little USB SD card reader. So yesterday I tried it on my laptop, and thankfully this SD card still works. So I was able to get my save. I did save a backup of the save as well. So yeah, I'm still with Bragantino over in Brazil, still top of the league there. Played a little bit, but I think I lost out. It's not in the Libertadores. It's Sudamericana, like the Europa League version in South America. I just lost in the first leg of the quarterfinals, so we've got a little bit of making up to do. But yeah, there's not long left of this current season, but I'm gonna have to do a whole another season before I can give the Libertadores a good push. So yeah, I'll try and get some game time aside this week, and hopefully push on with that over the next couple of weeks or so. And by the end of definitely by the beta, whenever that happens to drop before FM25, I'll make sure that Pentagon challenge is complete, because this is the last one now, the last trophy.
One way or the other.
I'm gonna
It's going to
find
be
you.
done, is it?
Yeah, it'll be done. It'll be done.
Okay. All right. I will. I mean, we've said it a few times, Mad, on the pod. We'll see it when we'll believe it when we see it. But good luck. Like, we're rooting for you.
Thank
you know, it must be difficult coming third in a 3-horse race, you know, with the three of us, because we said that you were the worst when you went for a toilet and you don't know. So, Mad, talk to us about yourself. Shields save. That's hard to say. What's going on?
Nothing to report. Nothing to report right now. I didn't really get a chance to play it since we last kind of recorded. Even though
You've been
Doop,
drinking
you were
15 pints.
because I've been drinking. No, you were fueling me with ideas and trying to inspire me to get back into it. And I genuinely was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was just a bit tied up kind of towards the end of last week, and I just haven't been home. I've been at my folks' house a lot, and just haven't yet had the time. But I'm starting university next week, so a bit more
What are you
routine
studying?
in the. I'm going to do a
History,
master's in
or
journalism,
you
sports
the
journalism.
okay. Can I just make one suggestion?
Yes.
You're gonna have to wear a hat or something. Like, if everyone sees how grey you are, they're gonna know you're like
Fucking kick
super
him out when he's
old.
down here.
Like, what's like you know Elf, like the Christmas film, when like they're all at school and there's just all these kids at school and there's just like him sat in the corner as a giant. That's just gonna be mad at uni. Like, but
You've
the
met
old
me.
version.
I'm not a fucking
Mad,
giant.
No,
at
no, no, but
least
like
at
the
least you
old
haven't got a
version.
hat on to hide your hair, Mad. That's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
There you go.
Yeah, fair point. All right, I'm not very well, so
No, I won't be wearing a hat, but I'm very aware that I'll probably be the old guy in this class. It's not first year; it's a master's, so like I'd expect people to be 20.
do you think you'll be honest God's question now, and you can tell us later on if you wish to. Do you and everyone says I take the mickey out of Mad all the time. It's love, honestly. Me and Mad get on very well. We FaceTime a lot. I FaceTime my kids with Mad because they like to see their real dad sometimes. Do you think you will be do you think you'll be older than your lecturer? That's the question I want to know.
Ah, Jesus. I'm 37, man.
Yeah.
And
mate,
yes, and probably.
I was going to say, because
Do you know what I could do, actually?
Nowadays.
Do you know what I should do? Do you ever see Catch Me If You Can? You know,
I will just come in and pretend to be the substitute.
He pretends to be the teacher. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to write Mr. Madden on the board when I walk in and just be like, sit down to fuck.
Oh, God. So which university? I mean, you should probably not tell us that just in case.
It's here in Ireland. It's one of the 4 or 5 like we've got 4 main kind of universities here, so it's one of those. And I'm looking forward to it. It's a 1-year master's. I've mentioned this in the pod before. I finished up my old job after about 15 years of doing a lot of similar stuff.
Yeah.
Full on fucking midlife crisis mode activated.
I love it. I think
but looking forward to it,
really
man.
good.
It's gonna be
Yeah, no, it should be good. And, like, all joking aside, it's, I'll be honest, I'm very jealous because to be able to be in an opportunity and be in a position where you can just go and follow and do something that you really, really want to do. Yeah, it's really good. And obviously, like, it's really brave as well because it's the unknown. And like I said, being 55 and go back to school is a scary thought. But it was that a snort?
I think it was. I don't know. When you get to my age, you know all about it too.
This is only because he said that he wouldn't get me Oasis tickets. Anyway,
Yes.
So yeah, no, fair play. So good luck. We wish you all the best. And then if you start seeing some really strange looking blogs on the 5 Star Potential website, it's probably because Mad had coursework to do that week.
Yeah. Doop is
as
at
long
the
as you
wheel.
don't all go out for a drink afterwards, because you drink them all under the table. Well, actually, no, you won't, because
Oh,
you can't
fuck
drink
right.
that well.
I can.
You
No.
can't. Okay, so literally after all that, nothing to update on
No
the
FM.
save at all.
No. It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay. I can't remember where I was when we last discussed Cirencester, because I previously lost against PSG in the Champions League final. That was it, because I told you about it, Mad, wasn't it? We had a little one-on-one session,
Yeah.
and I told you
We did.
all about the fact that we lost to PSG. Well, we've had a bit of a season this season, and I can't remember where I was, so I'll tell you. But we have spent 401 million pounds on football
How
players.
much? Sorry? Can we have that again? 401 or 101? 401.
400. Well, net spend, because everyone talks net spend nowadays. We spent 198 million on net spend. Sorry, got a really croaky voice. Yeah, I spent 401 million pounds on football players. I spent them on 7 football players. Basically, I want to win the Champions League, and I want to get out of this save universe, and I want to start a new save. Is kind of where I'm at. So I looked at my squad at the end of the season, after the PSG game, right after the PSG game, and I ripped it apart. And there's a few players there. I thought, you know what? Goalkeeper's terrible. Need a better right back. Don't really have a right back. I need another centre back. So I got one really good centre back. We talked about Leon Chadwick, the chap from Everton. I spent 90 million on the season before. Good player, but just need a bit more. And I looked around the squad, and like, we had a good 11, but we didn't have good backup to that 11. So I thought to myself, do you know what? I want to go and get the best players that I can. And those players, we're only going to bring them in if they are better than my current players that we've got. So I'm going to improve my team that way. So, introducing. I'm going to introduce a few of them. One of them being my left centre-back called Roberto Zapata. 6'4", left-footed, 16 acceleration, 16 pace, 19 jumping reach, 15 heading, 14 tackling. I bought him from Arsenal, a divisional rival, for £65 million. And he's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with him. We also brought in Colin Jansen, who's a right back. Again, acceleration 17, pace 15, crossing 15, tackling 16. This guy's quite good as well as a right back. I bought him in from Barcelona for £79 million. Barcelona bought him in the summer for £21 million. He played one game for them in La Liga, and that was it. And I went and got him for 79 million. We weren't mucking about. Like, we probably could have waited a season and got him a lot cheaper, but I decided, nah, let's go and get him.
Have it, spend it.
If you have it, spend it. Next guy up is Mark Hughes. I think I've actually probably spoken about this chap before, but he's an English chap. We brought him in from Bournemouth. He's 21 years of age. He is just like incredible. Like, he is just phenomenal. The greens I can see. He's a centre midfielder. 18 technique, 17 vision, 17 passing. This guy is just phenomenal. Bought him in for £65 million. Absolute walks into my side. And then the last guy is the striker. I decided that we didn't have a chap that can just guarantee me goals. But I then went and brought in a guy called Bruce Spenning, which is how I'm going to pronounce it. You lot can't see how it's written, so we're going to assume that is the correct way. He is 6 foot. He's got 16 finishing, 16 composure, 16 acceleration, and 16 pace. His technique is 17. He places shots in the corner, and he's just a goal machine. Last season, he played for PSV. He got 24 goals in 25 games. This season, he hasn't scored as much as I'd like him to score. However, we've been playing him in a strange... He's been forming in a strange way. That the fact that he drifts out wide a lot, and then my shadow striker comes in and kind of bags the goals. So we do share our goals around our front kind of 6 players that we've got. And that was kind of the additions that we had. We did have a load of players out. Like I said, we also, like, as much as we bought 401 million in, we sold 202 million out, which for Cirencester, aside my side, is huge. And I'll be honest, a lot of these sales were just quick sales trying to get rid of people so I could then bring more people in. A lot of those purchases that we discussed earlier were purchases that were placed on, not never. They were responsible purchases, obviously, but there was installments, and it was kind of, our projections are that we're in good stead. Everything's looking okay. Our stadium has been open for 6 months. And then they've expanded it straight away. So they've shut half the stadium down straight away, which is mental, right? Which is just ludicrous. But by the time that we got into it, our statues just rose through the roof. We're now playing at Forest Green Stadium, who are currently in the National League. So our attendances aren't great. So our finances has taken a little bit of a hit from that, unfortunately. But, it is what it is, and we'll manage. We are literally getting 20,000 people in, which is more than what we used to have. But at the moment, we are just waiting for our new stadium to be kind of developed. So we go into the season, and as per usual, we start the season incredibly well. We smashed Tottenham 3-0 in the Community Shield. Luca, my striker, however we're going to pronounce it, gets a brace straight off the bat. And I'm thinking we're in the money. We then play all the way through until December without losing a game. We dropped the odd points here and there. We drew to Arsenal. We drew to Everton away, which was one of the most frustrating games, as we had so many attacks, so many chances. And then they scored in the 89th minute to equalise. We had the odd Champions League game. We drew to some really good teams like Wolverhampton Wanderers away from home.
Thank you.
Where Mark Hughes steps up with an 88th minute winner, which is really weird to say Mark Hughes like that. And then we hit a really weird run where we lost to Liverpool at home, we lost to Tottenham away, and we lost to Leicester away. And the Leicester away game, we were 3-0 down after 66 minutes. We don't concede that many goals, and to go 3-0 down on that run, and I was thinking, this is mental. We then get one in the 81st and then one in the 89th, and I'm ready to bounce off the walls, thinking we're gonna walk this now. We're gonna get back into it, and then somebody just switched the highlights off. Maybe Leicester just put my highlight killer on because that was it. Luckily, though, we had Fulham next, and we smashed them 4-2, and they actually did score their second goal really late on, and it was such a comfortable win. And again, we then just start strolling to wins. The whole of January, we had to play teams such as Man City, Man United. We had to play Leeds, Leicester, Brighton, Benfica, beat them all. Happy as Larry. We played Manchester United twice because it was the EFL semi-final, and we beat them in the EFL semi-final. So we're through to yet another EFL Cup final, which is good because it's always good to win some sort of trophy, dependent, who cares what it is. And then we lost to Manchester United away from home. Then we lost to Arsenal away from home. Then we had to play Arsenal the next game in the EFL Cup final. And we drew 0-0. It went to penalties. And we lost 9-8 on penalties.
Oh.
The one before my goalkeeper missed the penalty. My first guy and my last guy missed the penalty. Really strange. We are really far into the the save. We're 2038. Arsenal's first three penalty takers: Saka, Martinelli, and Aaron Hickey.
Oh my god.
That's
mad that they're still there though. That long.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just mental, right? Isn't it? That's what I'm getting at. It's just weird that they still got them and obviously still playing. So that took a bit of a knock for us. We then went and lost in the league against Chelsea. We managed to push aside Borussia Dortmund after a really tough game at their place. We beat them 4-2 at home. And then when I lost to Aston Villa in the FA Cup, we're yet to win the FA Cup in this save. We're actually yet to go any further than the quarterfinals. Just for some reason, cannot do well in the FA Cup. And it's not even like we play good teams. But yeah, we've never got past the quarterfinals in the FA Cup. And I think actually the quarterfinals is the first, that's the first time we've got to that stage. And I thought maybe this was our year because there was a lot of the good teams are playing against each other. So that was quite, we could have drew somebody easy like Newcastle and we might have won that game. And then annoyingly, in the game after, we played Aston Villa in the league, end of March, and beat them 2-0 away from home. But the main big factor from that is a chap I've spoke about a lot is the Aussie Peralta, who's my central midfielder, my Kevin De Bruyne, my Bruno Fernandes. He is just such a wonderfully gifted footballer, and he's got the player attribute of tries killer ball often, paired with vision of 19. This boy can he can see what's on the dinner plate from upstairs. Like, it's mental. Do you know what I mean? It is just tremendous. His vision is exquisite, and he'll see and try any ball possible. So that was quite fun. Got through. After that, him getting injured. Luckily, that's where we actually pushed Mark Hughes up the pitch a little bit, and he played. And then we battered Wolves 5-1. So sorry about that, Dave, but that was a good confidence booster. Before we went and played Real Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, we drew 2-2 at home to Real Madrid after they scored an own goal to give us a 2-2, and then we managed to scrape a 2-1 win against them at the Bernabeu, with Jude Bellingham scoring a penalty for them, which again is pretty cool for Real Madrid to still have players such as that. We then went into a nice little run in the Premier League. We did not lose another game in the Premier League until the final game, which we'll get to in a second, which I've only just played. And then we had to play Manchester United in the semi-final of the Champions League. Myself and Manchester United have been the top two teams in the league. And it was always going to be a tough game. At Old Trafford, we actually lost 3-2. We managed to score in the 91st minute. Leighton Glynn scored for us, a chap we haven't mentioned in this update, but he's a guy that came on loan to us when we first joined the Premier League and managed to keep us up with 15 Premier League goals. But we actually signed him from Manchester United 2 seasons later. And then he went and scored that goal in front of the Stretford end, which was probably going to be quite nice for him, to be fair. A little bit of narrative. We love that. In between playing Tottenham at home and beating them, we then played Manchester United at our place. Well, I say our place, Forest Green, and beat them 4-1 with a Leighton Glynn hat-trick. It was 2-1 after 90 minutes. It went into extra time, and he went and banged a 110th minute and 112th minute goal. Yeah, the guy's bold, but that is a bold move to score against your old guys. Forget a hat-trick against them, so fair play to him. We then finished our season out against Fulham and Stoke, beating them without conceding a goal, resting a few players for the final game of the season. Now, the final game of the season, we had to play Manchester City. At the time, Manchester City were 4th. Tottenham were third. We were second. Manchester United were top. We were on 77 points. Manchester United were on 77 points. Tottenham, they were on 76 points, and Manchester City were on 75 points. It could go down to any one of us 4 winning it on the final day, which is a mental way of looking. Like, I wonder if that's ever happened in the Premier League, or like a top flight division anywhere for a very long time, that one of 4 teams could win. Unfortunately, Manchester City beat us. Tottenham won as well. So it was up to Manchester United, and they scored very late on against Leeds United, a 93rd minute penalty at Leeds to hand them the title. Okay, which sounds a bit dodgy, but I will say this: 21 shots, 10 on target, an XG of 2.86. They were destined to win that and probably get FM'd out of the league title. But a very late Rasmus Højlund penalty hands Manchester United the title. We've gone from 2nd to 4th. So we are right on the cusp. We are miles ahead of Chelsea, who are in 5th, but we are still in those Champions League spots, 3 points behind Manchester United. And we're in the Champions League final against Inter Milan. We're back-to-back Champions League finals. Inter have absolutely dominated Serie A. They finished the league on 91 points. Milan on 79 finished 2nd. So they have absolutely walked it. When you look at like the player stats, like on the highlights, when you look at like the season preview or the season profile, top goal scorers, 2 of them are Inter Milan players. Average rating, 3 of them are Inter Milan players. Assists, 2 of them are Inter Milan players. Player of the matches, 2 of them are Inter Milan players. Clean sheets, Inter Milan player. It's mentally, they're a very good side. I'm a little bit scared. They play a system. We haven't played it yet. but they play a system that's going to literally counteract everything I've done. We've never come up against a system like this with the system I play. They have a flat back three, then they have a flat four, obviously two wide wing backs, two DMs. They have an attack midfielder and two strikers. I have got 7 days until this game comes, until we play them. I'm trying to work out how we're going to play against this. I actually contemplated trying to find a team that plays very similar and see if I can get a friendly, not with my first 11, with my backup 11, and just see how because I've never really recent years come up against a team like this. When you go through like my previous times in the Champions League, I haven't come up against an Italian team. Last season, we beat Tottenham, we beat Monaco, we beat Borussia Dortmund. The season before, we went out to Barcelona, but we played Atletico Madrid. We played Nice. We played Barcelona. We played Man City. We did play Roma 2 seasons ago, but Roma didn't play that system. They played a flat back five. No, they played a flat back four. Sorry, I'm just looking at it now. So we've never played against a very well organized. Dave, you'll know this reference, but it almost feels like they've got Joe as their manager, right? And that's where, like, when we had a network save, I was into, Dave was Milan, and Joe was into Milan. We've talked about it a few times on the podcast. I do worry that that's what I'm coming up against. I'm a bit scared. We were gonna play it live here, but I've actually bottled it because I'm a bit scared. I want to do a bit more prep on it because I'm not too sure. The only player they've got that we'll recognise is they've got Rico Lewis as a right back. He's been at Inter Milan for 7 years after joining Man City on a free. He has played since 2025. He has played, I would say, probably 90% of the games in a season. Oh my God, this is a mental stat, by the way. So he's played 90% of the games, 30, 34, 32, 34, 28, 30, 32. So lots of games. In all 10 seasons, he's never dropped below a 7 on his average rating. 7.26, 7.26, 7.3, 7.3, 7.2, 7.29. Like, fair play to him. What a legend. Hopefully he'll be a future star for England as well. But so yeah, I'm a bit scared, and that's kind of where I'm sat. And I'm hoping that I win this game and I can call it a day. Yeah, I'm going to go
and
to
if
my.
If you don't,
I think I'm going to call it a day.
Okay.
I think I'm going to bow out gracefully and just say, look,
time, yeah.
I'll be honest, I've done all I can do. Inzaghi's the Inter manager, okay, so it's not Friday Night FM. That's a bit, that makes me feel a bit more, confident about it. He's been in charge of Inter Milan since 2021.
Oh my God.
He's been there fucking
He's not
ages.
fucking leaving.
I'm not leaving, no.
Leaving.
And they've won 4 Serie A titles in a row. Inter are the team like I did not want to face against, and annoyingly they played no, they are Inter Milan. They played Atletico Madrid in the final, and we beat Atletico Madrid in the league phases, and we I would have thought that we would have done quite well, but unfortunately, nonetheless. So this year we've got the potential of losing the EFL Cup 2 years in a row. We've got the potential of losing the Champions League 2 years in a row. We didn't win the league this year. We haven't won anything apart from the Community Shield, which isn't really a title. So I need to go out. I need to try and work out. I need to kind of look at the tactical style and some of the scout reports and the opposition analytics and find out what I need to do, boys. But next week could be a great update, or it could be a very, very sad update indeed. But yeah, that's kind of me on Cirencester, lads. And like I said, I think either way, this is going to be my last ever game as Cirencester manager. I think, obviously, Matt, you're the one that can answer this question. We've had a bit of banter about it, joking back and forth. If I don't go on and win it, have I failed the task between me and you? Or have I done better at Cirencester than you did? I can't remember what team it was you were at the end. Ike.
Dave, you remember he said, I'll win the Champions League before you, so if he doesn't win it, how can he have achieved the task?
How many finals did you get to?
Relevant. Neither of us will have won the Champions League if you don't win.
Yeah, true.
We can just call it a draw if you want,
Well, it's my last game, and I'm playing against,
I hope you win it.
It's going to be very tough. I can't see us winning it. I'll be honest, especially after losing the final, on the final day in the Premier League. I mean, it was out of our hands. Man United won, but yeah, I don't know. We've got 6 days to rest. We've got to go over to Turkey. There's going to be 76,000 people in that stadium, and yeah, fingers crossed. I can get it done, but it's going to be very tough. It might be one of those that I might just stick to my guns, but play a team that, I've got a couple of wing backs that can play centre backs. I've got a couple of who are tall wing backs, for example. I got a couple of centre mids that can kind of play anywhere in that line. They can play DM, attack mid. They've got a few players that are quite versatile. So it might be that I set up my way, but with my versatile players, and then I could potentially shift a few players around if I need to try and, get them, if I need to try and counter what they can do. Because like I said, the issue I've got is they're going to have the ball a lot with that system. And whenever we've got the ball, we almost need to. I'm always very much on the front foot, trying to win the ball back high, trying to score as quick as I can. But with that kind of block they've got, I'm almost need to let them play out from the back, let them be very patient with the ball, sit back, encourage them to come on to me, and then try and snap them with the pace that I have got up top, long ball, very direct, Sam fucking Allardyce way, and try and counter it that way. But then good managers never changes the way they play. But I don't know. I'm concerned, lads. I'm really concerned. Anyway, enough about me. I think that's probably what is that a good time for a quiz or?
We can quickly touch on. Well, yeah. I mean, we were going to talk about network saves because we were.
Sorry, I've talked so long about mine. That's all.
No. Well,
let's talk networks. Yeah, let's talk networks.
Yeah, we saw the FIFA World Cup feature of Football Manager. I'll be honest, I didn't catch much of it, so I'm not sure about the format and so on. But I know we're going to get a guest on for the next pod to discuss that a little bit more. But NetEase, man, I think with the success or what seems to be the success of that tournament with online play, and I think whether it's between now and the new game or at the start of FM25, I think NetEase are just such an underrated, side of Football Manager, really.
Yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest, my favourite experiences, it's quite well known, my favourite experiences on Football Manager has been network saves. Whether it was my network saves with myself and Teach, the ones that we have done, Dave, we've done a few. They are very fun.
Run through the ones you've done for my memory. So I know you did Portugal, the two of you.
No, I wasn't involved.
Me and Joe did.
Dave and Joe.
Portugal. Porto and
so they did, yeah, whilst me and Teach did Wolfsburg and Leverkusen.
Okay.
We did
and then
Swansea.
Three of you did Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Swansea. Me and Swansea and Burnley we did. Then me, Dave and Joe did Italy. We did Napoli, AC and Inter. Joe wiped the floor with us. That was where we had the conspiracy because Dave smashed me on the final day to get Champions League.
Well, then we started, and what do you remember? We started Real Madrid. Was it Real, Barca, Atleti? And I started really well, and after that, Joe...
You were Real Madrid, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course.
I was Atletico Madrid, and Joe was Barcelona.
Joe did like it. But I think, to be fair, we had rinsed the shit out of the whole idea.
Oh, mate.
Because the Serie A one was so good. Like,
the honest thing I will say, what I loved about it, and I liked streaming, don't get me wrong, but what I loved about it was... I remember being up in my office. It was kind of COVID times as well, to be fair, which is why we got so much game time.
COVID, I think.
Yeah, it was a back end. So we're sat there, we're playing, we're having fun. I've got like Netflix on, and I'm watching like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm watching about 20, 30 episodes a night, Matt. Right? Genuinely, we are getting in at like 5, 6 o'clock because I was working. Joe was at home, I think, and were you at home as well?
I can't remember the time frame. Maybe,
but we were literally like. Getting back and we were just smashing it. We're in a Discord call together in the pod Discord, and then you'd have like Nerd jump in, you'd have Curty jump in, just chatting away to us, and like it was we were.
I think I fell asleep maybe once or twice as well. We
were very abusive to each other. Yeah, but we were just like it was awesome. It was almost like we didn't need to know what we were doing that night because we were just jumping on the saves and just smashing through it and just having a good old crack. I have tried tempting Joe into NetEase before again, and I think Joe's very good at it. Like it's almost like he doesn't want to go back because doesn't want to kind of like kind of dirty the image that he's got of the last one because it was so good. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think I could ever get Joe
That's
back out.
the most important thing is if you're going to do a network save. I mean, 2, 3 is the perfect number, but it's just getting the time.
3's good. 3 is funny, like because you can have a good crack.
Just getting the time together though, because you could start saves and then realise after like 3 or 4 days, like, yeah, this ain't going to work. But I think if you commit to people,
and you've got to do teams that are relatively kind of together. Like you can't. Like we've had ideas like, for example, me and Teach, and I think I've had similar conversations with Joe, where like I'd start as United and he'd start as FC United, and like the challenge for Joe is to catch me up and overtake me, which he probably would. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the fun part is when we play each other. And I can remember the games are like I can remember a game where me and Dave played, and it was such a high intense game, and Calvert-Lewin was about 17 yards offside for me. And he scored, and I went fucking ballistic.
It counted.
Dave's like, it's fine. It's offside. It's offside. And it counted.
I remember I screenshot it, and I was drawing lines on my stream. I was like, this is bullshit.
Like, literally, we had paused the game for about an hour, and Dave's got his fucking protractor out making lines. and obviously, we had the crack with the final day where I kind of did let Dave win. But it was just so funny, man. I mean, Joe was just amazing. And like, he smashed us with his instinct.
The one thing Joe hated, didn't he? Because it was the year or one of the years where corners and long throws are just OP. And it's whatever you do, we're not having those tactics. And I think
we weren't allowed to add.
I think it happened on one of the opening days, and we did it against him. One of us did it, and he went absolutely ballistic. And after that, we just stopped doing it because it was just OP, man. But
no, I think it was. I think it wasn't actually loaded in as a short corner or anything like it. Just played out. So we all had to have the same, like it was, because it just that OPness just kills it. Which, to be fair, we did see a little bit of that with the FIFA. We've seen Jack tweeting about the fact that his centre back scored 94 goals across 3 seasons or whatever it was.
Oh my god!
I don't know. It was an exaggeration. I don't think it's 94, but I think one season at Sporting, Sebastian Cortez got 30 odd goals.
What?
Yeah, from his corner tactic.
Is there even a corner tactic out there at the moment? I just don't.
There must be.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the downside. I mean, they're a lot easier to set up. I remember me and Dave did one a long time ago, and we played it once, and then we could never get it to connect back up again.
Yeah, I think that's all fixed now, and you could do that if you set one up. Make sure it's on Saturday, Wednesday match days. So I mean, if you're managing in leagues where the TV fixtures, you're going to always be playing.
Definitely,
times,
absolutely. And then you've got the fact that you are, like you said, you're able to speed things up. But you can also have it now where the divergence is really not a thing anymore. I remember that being a killer. That used to be a killer, didn't it?
We never really had it in our save, did we? But when it came to the streamer showdown, it happened quite often, didn't it? Like,
me and Teach had it in ours. Me and Teach had it in ours a few times where you
saw. Had it in the Syria save.
I can't remember, but yeah, that used to annoy and that used to bug you, to be fair. But it is something that, like, honestly, if anybody came to me, it would be a save stopper. Like, if I said now, Dave says, right, should we, do you want to do a network save with me, whatever? I don't know, crap. Wolves, Birmingham, whatever, or Birmingham, West Brom. I don't know. Whoever's in the same division, I don't know, that stupid place. I would seriously consider going. Do you know what? I'd probably stop my save to do it.
Well, if you're talking the talk that you're the best football manager player out of us three, why don't we do it then? And if Mad's free, he could be Newcastle, I could be Wolves, you could be Man U. If you're just the big I am, and you're gonna bottle win in the Champions League, we may as well do it.
Well, I'm not gonna. I'd smash it. I'll walk the floor with both of you. Not a problem.
I mean, if you Man U, I would expect you to finish higher than us, but I think it would be with those three teams. It could be seriously competitive.
Yeah,
I think and Football Manager have always been for me just a little bit overpowered. So
yeah, but if you've got me in charge of it, I mean, we could. I mean, Mad, you're the richest club in the world, mate. So I don't know what you're moaning about. You're playing in a world where PSR does not count.
No Europe. No, it's great.
It'll only be like a season or two as well, Mad. So you could spend all the money you want.
Yeah, I could give it a go. Like, I'd be open to that. Now, because you could try something like, you could go to France and just nobody's PSG. So you're like maybe Lyon, Marseille, and Monaco or something like that. That'd be kind of cool as well. But yeah, we can go with the clubs we support. I suppose it makes most sense. Yeah, maybe we just try and bash out a season between now and FM25 in a netty, lads.
But if we did it,
Talking points.
no, I'm just saying because I'm trying to start up a little streaming schedule again. So I'm always happy to kind of, if we're doing it one night a week or 2 nights a week or whatever, I'll stream my side of it so people can come and watch it. You know, even if like we take it in turns and we'll do updates on the pod. The pod can tweet it out. You know, when
man.
Dave beats Mad 7-0.
It'll happen, but you know.
You sure about
I mean,
Wolves, Dave? Though, are you really sure you should be Wolves in this situation?
Yeah,
Dave?
no, I'm not expecting to finish above you, but I ain't gonna get relegated.
Gonna give it a lash.
yeah, but it's good. Yeah, but like at the end of the day, like it's just gonna be a good crack, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's no winners or
Yeah.
losers.
Yeah,
I need to say it,
think
so let's
you
do
know
it.
you use the media predictions as a guide, and that's like where we should all finish
In
above our media
theory,
predictions.
I should finish a top out of the three of us. Mad should finish second, and Dave should finish third. In theory, but there's upsets. You know, there's network saves are fun. You know, we can upset each other's players by going and like watch them and transfer speculate and
Yeah, exactly.
I
Play
mean,
each
I'm
other,
up for that.
Take points off each other. It'll happen.
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay,
That'd be fun.
cool.
Yeah, I'm on board. Let's
Maybe
do
not next pod, but the pod after, definitely there'll be updates on this. 100%.
There you go. Yeah, Dave's got to try and win his Champions League first, mate.
Yeah.
Let's get that netty done. Matt, if you got time, if it's a quick one, you got a quick one because we said we're going to do a 20-minute pod and it's an hour and 6 minutes so far. So.
Should be quick, to be fair, and it's timely, I guess. We were talking about FPL, and you have to kind of acknowledge Erling Haaland and his hat-trick exploits.
What a legend!
Because he has now he's now got 8 hat-tricks in the Premier League. He's literally fired himself.
This
into
season?
the top 5. No,
Might as well be.
no. So it's jokes like. So he's literally fired himself into the top kind of 5 of all-time
That's
Premier
mad,
League
isn't it?
hat-tricks, and he's like, he's only been here for like what 2-3 seasons. So
Crazy.
I have a list in front of me of I've got the top 15 hat-trick. Basically, players to score hat-tricks in terms of like players who scored the most hat-tricks in the Premier League.
Okay.
You need to give me 14 because obviously I've just given you Erling Haaland. So you can just alternate it, boys. And
The graphic was out. It's been out on Match of the Day last 2 weeks. Though.
Yeah, I saw it.
I know you probably didn't watch Match of the Day last week, and neither did I. So, did you watch it this week?
I fell asleep during it. I didn't see anything this week.
I'm going to go early.
way past his bedtime.
Yeah,
Aguero.
Aguero's one. Actually.
No.
Aguero is number 1 on the list of all-time hat-tricks with 12. The last one in 2020.
Okay.
Dave.
And I'm sure.
Fowler.
We not
Robbie
working
Fowler.
together.
Yeah, but
We'll let you alternate.
Okay.
Yeah,
Robbie Fowler.
Robbie Fowler is 3rd on the list with 9 hat-tricks. The last one in 2001.
I know, obviously, Shearer's on it because they were taking the piss out of him about it.
Alan Shearer, 2nd on the list, 11 hat-tricks. The last one in 1999.
Maybe Drogba, maybe.
Didier Drogba is not in this.
He'll be better than I can't remember.
I'm going to go logically. Henri.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry, level with Erling Haaland, 8 hat-tricks, the last of which was in 2006. Correct.
We can work together, David, so we don't need to.
Yeah, I ain't going.
Just start throwing them.
Rooney, maybe? No?
Yeah, Rooney's going to be next.
Wayne Rooney, 7 hat-tricks, gets him in the list. The last one in 2017. Correct.
Can I do a multi-ball here?
Go on.
Dimitar Berbatov, Nisseroy, and Percy?
Yes, and yes.
Hang on,
just
hang on.
all three
on.
have
one
5
more.
hat-tricks scored. Just gets them.
Man U,
There's,
go on.
no, there's 2 more Man United players just done it.
Keep them coming.
Not Cristiano.
Andy Cole.
Yeah.
Andy Cole also with 5. Yes, correct.
Not York, no?
Stop saying names. One sec. Michael Owen. Michael Owen.
Michael Owen.
Even though he
with
never scored on
8
for
Premier League
United,
hat-tricks.
he's...
No. Level with Haaland and Thierry Henry with 8 hat-tricks.
How many's left now?
So you have 1, 2, 3 players to go. 4.
That app's the biggest knobhead in the world.
Dave?
Suarez.
Luis Suarez has 6 hat-tricks, gets him in the top 15, last scored in 2014. Correct?
I don't know if it's a weird shout. Jermaine Defoe.
No, that's quite
Jermaine
a good
Defoe
show.
is not in this
I
list.
was trying to think
sadly.
of
I
it.
was
I know
gonna-
it's a good hat tricks.
I was going to go with Carlos Tevez.
Carlos Tevez is not in the list.
Did you say Robbie
Do you know
Keane
what,
as well? or not?
actually,
Robbie Keane is not in the list. Sadly.
Who are we missing? Like towards the
Anelka?
top.
Anelka?
And Elke is not in the list. So you have 3 players that are still in this top 15. So there's basically a bunch of players who have 5, and that's kind of like the bottom of the list of the top 15. And Aguero is top with 12. So you've got one player who had 8 hat-tricks
We're
scored.
missing someone obvious there.
And then you have 2 players who scored 5.
Oh. Yeah, cool.
Oh.
Harry Kane. Of course we are.
Harry Kane, correct.
You got the 8, yeah.
He's got to be on
8.
8, yeah.
Last one was in 2017, believe it or not.
Wow.
Do you wanna, as it's getting very late on this Monday night, do you want to give us nationalities?
So you've got 2 English players who both have scored 5 hat-tricks.
You've said Defoe.
One is currently playing and one is not.
Teddy Sheringham. Obviously, currently not.
Incorrect.
One's still playing.
One is still playing. His last hat-trick was in February 2022.
Oh.
Also recently just got a move in the transfer window that has just slammed shut.
Raheem?
Yeah, shout.
Raheem Sterling is a shout. 5 hat-tricks indeed.
I would not have thought he had
Correct.
5 hat tricks. That's mad.
Ah.
One's not.
I was going to
playing.
go for Foden. My next guess was Foden. Like, obviously, he didn't get a move.
No. Not
What?
Foden.
So
You've
not
got
playing
one
anymore.
more
What about
player.
What was the other
Frank
nationality?
Lampard?
Oh, sorry.
English.
Yeah, he's
Not
English.
Frank Lampard, no. But he is English.
Gerrard?
One's Eng-
Striker.
Sorry.
He didn't score that much. Sorry, Dave. I'm just shouting.
Was there 2 left or just 1 left? Both English?
No, just one now. You're down to one
Okay.
left. He's no longer playing, and he was a striker, and he has 5 hat-tricks. The last of which was scored definitely before Dave was born, I'd say, in 1997.
Ooh,
Letitia.
fuck. No, that was.
Incorrect.
What about shout? Les Ferdinand?
Nah, he's playing after that.
Incorrect.
It's going to be a Liverpool or United player, surely.
Not a Liverpool player. Not in the Premier League. It'll probably be Arsenal. Ian Wright.
Ian Wright.
Yeah,
is correct.
It's right.
5 Premier League hat-tricks. Also makes the list. So that's your lot, lads. Mohamed Salah is on 4 currently, so he's getting close. And then Ronaldo actually had 3. But other than that, that's your lot. Fucking
Thank you,
hand on,
medals.
lads.
Well, that brings episode 368 to a close. You can find the links for each of us and everything that we discussed in the podcast description. Good luck, Dave. Or by visiting 5-Star Potential, where you can find all of our, 5starpotential.com, where you can find all our latest Football Manager content. 5-Star Potential is available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, and most of our popular podcast apps and platforms, with a new podcast released every single week. Thank you all for listening. There'll be more from us next week. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Bye, gentlemen.
Goodbye, gentlemen. Special guest next week.
Okay, let's go.